My friends, welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. I hope you all are doing well. A few weeks back, I noticed that Naturehike had just recently brought to the market a very interesting product, a stove heater combo. This heater runs on butane, which is a very inexpensive fuel, at least here in the United States. The company calls this the Naturehike 3-in-1 portable heater stove. Interestingly enough, on the box, it is called the Time Mini Portable Stove. Anyways, as soon as I came across this product, I placed my order, it arrived, I went out on a trip, and everyone, I'm very impressed with this product. This is really cool. You can use this as a stove, you can use it as a heater, you can also use it as a lantern. It is perfect for camping, off-grid use, outdoor adventures, overlanding, and more. If you decide to purchase this heater stove like I did, this is what you're going to receive. You get the box here. Here you have the heater, and you also receive a detachable shelf, which attaches to the front. Here we have the adjuster and a built-in igniter. Twist to turn it on, click for the igniter. On the front here, we have the shelf which we installed. We have a cage that covers up the honeycomb heating element. We have a heat releasing vent on this side, and we have one on the other side too. And here we have the fuel container placement slot. On the back side, we have a handle that lowers and raises. And we also have this window right here. This allows you to see your fuel canister as you insert it so that you can seat it correctly. Then lastly, going to the bottom here, you can see that we have 4 rubberized feet. And these are extremely grippy. Inserting the fuel canister is very easy. You can see here that we have a notch. Remove the cap and make sure that that notch is pointing upwards. You slide it in, you push, and you connect, just like that. The first handful of times that you do this, it may seem a little bit awkward and not very smooth and kind of janky, but the more that you do it, the easier this becomes. While watching me do it, you could see that I had no hiccups, and that's because I've done that 4 or 5 times already. It all makes sense. Anyways, let's go ahead, let's fire this up. To do that, you rotate the adjuster knob, and then you click the igniter. Right off the bat, you can hear how loud this is. You do have to keep in mind that this is on high. At the same time, you can see how that honeycomb heating element is glowing hot. Let me block the sun here so you all can see just how hot this is. An aspect to this heater that is unique is the fact that the heat is radiant on 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Most heaters release heat from the top and from the front, not from the sides. So that makes this certainly different. That, everyone, is how you use it as a heater, but let's say you want to use it as a stove, you want to cook on it, you want to make coffee. Basically, you place your pot, your cookware, on top here. You have this grate, you put it on top, and you're off to the races. But let's say that you want to heat up a cup of coffee that you've already made. You can place it on this heating tray here. That is what this was designed for. It does need to be mentioned that on the inside of this heater stove, you have a reflector that reflects the heat out and up. The bottom is fully protected, it does not get hot, and the same is true for the back. I'll tell you what, folks, now is a good time to go over the stats concerning this product. While doing so, I will share with you all some footage of me using this heater stove in the last overnight adventure that I did. So first thing, this is available in 2 colors, khaki and green. Naturally, this is the green color here, and it looks awesome. As far as the materials go, you're looking at a cold rolled steel sheet, 201 stainless steel. It has rubber feet, a beechwood handle, there's some aluminum, copper, and bronze as well. This runs on butane, and it features 3,753 BTUs. It weighs 3.1 pounds, and it measures 5.6 inches by 5.3 inches by 6.5 inches. And as far as cost goes, you're looking at $97 on Amazon at the time of filming. As far as the max output goes, on high, you're looking at a temperature range of around 572 degrees. And that information comes directly from the company off of their website. With the stats out of the way, let's go over my impressions of this heater stove combo so far. As far as using it as a heater, it works incredibly well. That is where this product shines. You can crank it up to the max, it puts off a ton of heat. Or you can scale it back down, dial it down, and it can go to super low mode while still releasing quite a bit of heat. That means that this heater is more fuel efficient than the competition by a lot. I mean, it's not even close. This blows away every other heater I have ever used as far as efficiency goes. On a recent trip out with this heater stove, I was able to get almost 9 hours of runtime from one canister of fuel, which is mind-blowing. That is with mixed use. High, medium, and low. Even on the lowest setting, this put out a ton of heat, and it absolutely blew my mind. Talking about this as a stove, that's where this product falls short just a little bit. It performs exceptionally well as a heater, but as a stove, if you are going to do some serious cooking, you will want a dedicated stove. This is not going to replace that product. What this is good for is for heating you up, heating up the space that you're in, and for heating up food. Yes, you can cook on it. Yes, you can boil on it. But again, it's not the same thing as using a dedicated stove. A dedicated stove is going to be much more powerful than this. Let's say that you're going to make coffee. This is going to take a long time to get that water to boil. You can do it, but it's going to take a long time. On a recent trip out, I made cowboy coffee, and that took 20 minutes, something like that. I mean, it really took a long time. The reason why this is not the best stove out there is pretty simple: heat loss. We have heat loss from the sides, from the front. Yes, you do have quite a bit of heat going up to the bottom of your pot or pan, but still you have so much heat loss from the sides and the front here. With this shelf, if it was attached and it was bigger, you could fold this up, and that would direct a majority of the heat to your pot. As it stands right now, you cannot do that. You can, though, take a piece of tin foil and cover the front here, and that will direct the majority of the heat to your pot, which translates to a better cooking experience. As far as the adjuster goes, it is excellent. There's a good bit of resistance, but it's not too tight. You can easily make adjustments to the system and get the performance where you want it. You can go to high or dial it back all the way down to very, very low. As far as the igniter goes, it is excellent. It has never not worked. Going back to fuel efficiency for a second, on high, you're looking at 3 to 4 hours of runtime. But if you can go down to like extra low, again, you're talking about 8, 9, maybe even 10 hours. I will be honest, folks, I've never seen efficiency like this from a heater before. I've been using the Covia heater for a long time, and on low, I get maybe 6 hours, something like that. The runtime on this thing has blown my mind. It just keeps on going. Speaking of the Covia Cupid, that is a fantastic heater, but that does not release heat the same way as this one. It is very much directional, namely from the front and from the top. This one here is more radiant, sides, front, and top. In the future, I will have a versus episode comparing the Naturehike versus the Cupid. Make sure to stay tuned to the channel. That's coming up very soon. Going back to the shelf on the front, I wish that was connected to the heater itself so you don't have to worry about losing it. Additionally, I wish that shelf was bigger. As it stands right now, it is good for roughly a small coffee cup. This will not hold even a small pot on there. It is simply too small. Again, I wish this was attached to the heater, to the stove, and it was also bigger. That way you can put a pot on there, keep everything inside of it warm, and when you need to cook, you could just raise it up and it would direct all of that heat to your pot that's on top. Hopefully Naturehike is watching this episode and they can make some changes, some alterations to this product. It is really, really good, but it could be even better with those changes. Next, everyone, let's talk about using this as a lantern. From that perspective, this does put off quite a bit of light. You will be surprised by how much light. In a dark environment, you can totally sit around this, and that ambient glow will fill the area. Obviously, it's not going to replace a headlamp, a lantern, or anything like that, but it's very comforting to sit around this, to enjoy that red light, and at the same time to enjoy the heat. As far as the handle goes, it does a good job of allowing you to transport this, but do pay attention to the way that it balances. Moving this while it's on is a little bit risky. You can do it, but you have to be careful. It would have been nice if this handle was better balanced than it is. Talking about fuel, I mentioned that this is inexpensive. Check this out. You can pick up 12 cans of fuel for $28 on Amazon. That, everyone, is a fantastic deal. That is a lot of fuel. That is a lot of heat, and it's very little money. When it comes to safety systems with this heater, with this stove, I do not believe that it has any. If it does, the company doesn't mention these, and I suspect they would if it had any built in. There's no reason to believe that this has a low oxygen sensor. There's no reason to believe that this has a knockover sensor. Luckily, This little heater, this little stove is super stable. Because of the cube form and because of the weight, because of the feet, this thing does not slide around. It does not want to tip. It is very, very stable. With this heater, with this stove, with all stoves, with all heaters, make sure to use them safely in a well-ventilated area. And that, everyone, wraps up my early preview of this heater. This is a product that I'm still testing out, but I like this thing so much, I figured I would make a video and share it with you all. So far, everyone, I really like this product. It is shaping up to be even better than the Covia Cupid. I mean, without a doubt, it puts off more heat. Without a doubt, you can crank it down to an even lower level than the Cupid. Ultimately, this is shaping up to be a fantastic performer. But do know this, I'm still testing out this product, and ultimately, my review will be coming up. But as it stands right now, this is a major go. This is an awesome product at an awesome price. The fuel is super inexpensive and the stove itself is very efficient. I have been nothing but impressed with this product. As a heater, it is fantastic. As a stove, it's good, right? This is not going to replace your cooktop by any means. But if you're going out, you need some heat, and you want to heat up some food, this is a fantastic option. If you enjoyed this episode, found it helpful, hit the thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Take care, be well. Strength and honor. Bye for now.